Okay, here today we discuss the topic is related to engineering economics. So first of all, what is economics? So most of the people are thinking economics means it is a part of those who are commerce people, those who are art students. They know only economics. But what is economics means a social science of how limited resources are used to satisfy unlimited human wants. So here, how it related to engineering? First of all, what is engineering? Engineering is the application of scientific, economic, social, and practical knowledge in order to design, build, maintain structures, machines, devices, systems, and materials. So here, what is engineering in the sense it is related to different disciplines like scientific, economic, social, practical knowledge, how they are building, designing, and maintaining. Like we have a different types of branches are there in engineering. So today, engineers are key resources for nation's development and global development. Even the pandemic situation also, we're all working from home. We have no problem. The productivity is gone because of it was related to engineering. So here engineers play a vital role like artificial intelligence, data analytics, and so many different streams are there for engineering platform. So here the next one is related to how it is useful to the people. So here you observe the resources, land or natural resources. So we have all free goods are there, all gifts of nature, all gifts of nature such as water, air, minerals, sunshine, plant and tree growth, as well as land itself which is applied to the production process. So here labor, the effort, skill and knowledge of people which are applied to the production process. So labor means the skilled resources like those are skilled and unskilled labors. And capital means if you want to start any kind of business or if you want to learn in something, so there are free types of courses are there, but most of the time we should learn, or most of the time if your investment point of view money is required. So here the money pattern, we have three types of capitals are required for establishing any kind of business. So those are real capital, that is nothing but physical capital, that means your investment money, initial investment money, and financial capital. So that means day to day operating purpose, day to day working purpose, how much amount is required for day to day operation purpose to manufacturing concern. And human capital, how many employees are required for the particular organization, or workers are also required for the particular manufacturing organization. So here real capital or physical capital means tools, buildings or machinery things which have been produced, which are used in further production. And financial capital means as already we discussed just now, assets and money which are used in the production process. And human capital, education, training applied to labor in production process. And here the next part is related to engineering economics. What is engineering economics? Here it is applied to aerospace engineering or mechanical engineering or electrical and electrical and electronics people, those who are triple people and EIE or whoever it may be. It is applied to everyone because it is an interdisciplinary concept. Engineering economics, previously known as engineering economy, and it is the subset of economics. Here what is economics? A study of human life. So that is economics only, study of human life, how you should live. So for example, today some people salaries are down for 50%, or some people are reducing their revenues, but they are leading the lifestyle because they have a maintaining the particular expenditures and according to their incomes. So if your budget is 20,000, you should accommodate the resources in one particular way. If your budget is 2 lakhs, your purchasing pattern and your investment pattern is different. That means a study of human life. A study of human life is nothing but economics. So why engineers need to learn about economics? So ages ago, most significant barriers to engineers were technological things that engineers wanted to do. They simply did not yet know how to do, had not yet developed the tools to do. There are certainly many more challenges like which face present day engineers. Natural resources, that means from which we must build things, are becoming more scarce and more expensive because today the natural resources are also evaporated, like coal is evaporated, and crude oil is also evaporated. We are thinking substitutes and negative side effects of engineering innovations such as pollution from automobiles. So if you want to start a new product, pollution is the biggest barrier to the automobile engineering process. And engineers must decide if the benefit of a project exceeded cost and make this comparison in unified framework. The framework which make to comparison in the field of engineering economics, it strives to answer exactly these questions and perhaps more. So here some problems are there, some advantages also there. You should identify the advantages and you should identify the problems also. And here, what is engineering economics? So it is nothing but it is a making decisions. You know, decision making and forward planning, these two are very much important in being a manager. So don't think you are an engineer, you are not a manager. Engineer is also a manager. So in most of the organizations, so we call it as management trainees. Management trainees are not only MBA people, management trainees are some of the engineering persons also. Engineering economics assess appropriate of given project, estimates its value and justifies it from an engineering standpoint. So here, engineering economics is the application of economic techniques to the evolution of design and engineering alternatives. So the origin of engineering economics is Arthur Willington, a civil engineer who at the end of 19th century addressed the role of economics analysis. His area of interest was railroad building in USA. The early work was followed by the other contribution which emphasis was put on technique that depend on financial mathematics in 1930. You know, 1920s Great Depression was occurred. Later, the macroeconomics concept was coming. So before discussing the macroeconomics, first of all, I will tell about the what is a micro and what is macro. So here microeconomics means internal environment. That means what is India's national income? What is India's per capita income? So here today's our per capita income is related to nearly $2,800 approximately. And what is a per capita income? Individuals year income. Individuals year income is an average of total population by national income. So that is a per capita income. Here we learn only the internal environment aspects. That is microeconomics like demand, price, production, markets like that. And what is a macroeconomics? Macroeconomics means we have a different types of concepts are there. That is external environment, international trading, okay, and we have a balance of payments concept, GDP, NNP, gross domestic product, net national product, international Pareto's theory. So like so many concepts are there in macro environment. Okay, so macro environment is nothing but it is a external environment. So Agent Grant published a textbook which is milestone in the economic development of engineering economy. So economic point of view of engineering, 1942 Woods and DeGramo wrote a book that is engineering economy. So these are all just the description point of view why engineering economics was coming. And next part is related to what kind of questions can engineering economics answer. Engineering economics involves formulating, estimating, evaluating and economic outcomes when choices or alternatives are available. When choices or alternatives are available. So estimating, evaluating economic outcomes when choices are alternative. That means we have a so many pathways are there. Which pathway you are moving, which pathway you are not moving. We have a dilemma. So the dilemma is coming. The economics here it gives an answer. And how does it do this? By using specific mathematical relations to compare the cash flow of the different alternatives, typically using spreadsheets. So here time value of money concept, you everybody know today's rupee is not equal to tomorrow's value of money. Where do I get the data? So engineering economics is based mainly on estimate the future cost and benefit. So it has to deal with risk and uncertainty. The cost, benefit and other parameters are typically unknown and carry it carries the very over time. The value of these parameters will dictate a particular numerical outcome and therefore a particular decision also. So here we are using a sensitive analysis can be to explore the how decisions are changes over estimates changes. And what if I don't like the answers? Like commonly being an engineering or being a new employee, tools does not make decisions. People make decisions based on values. Here your computer may not take decision. You should give a command, computer should take a decision. That means you're a computer science engineer. If car should not travel their own, if you give a command, even though the driverless car also take a command to the person. That means tools do not make decisions. People make decisions based on values. Engineering economics is just a set of tools. It can help in decision making, but it won't make the decisions for you. Which alternative is best? It's up to you. Okay. And value and utility. What is a value? Value is a worth that a person attaches to a good service, and value is inherent regard a person has for it. Value is not the cost of item. So what is utility? Utility is nothing but a want satisfying power of a commodity. So here I am mentioning power to satisfy human wants is determined subjectivity. Utility is a satisfaction that a person derives from an item. And what is an exchange? Without subjectivity, the concepts value and utility, there would hardly be any room for exchange between people. Why? Through exchange, we can increase the total utility of the goods and services. How? Exchange is possible when it is mutually beneficial. So here you examine one thing. Previously we have a barter system, exchange of goods and services. Later they are identifying the gap. So we are giving a gold in terms of rice. Gold is a precious ornament. Gold is a limited resource. Rice is a unlimited resource. It has a huge capacity there. Why we are giving a gold is comparison to rice? So automatically the new concept was coming. There is a money concept is coming. So after barter system, money is coming in terms of barter system of exchange of goods. So here exchange, we can increase the total utility of goods and services. How? Exchange is possible when it is mutually beneficial. So exchange is possible only mutually beneficial. If there is no mutual beneficial, automatically the value should be varied. And what if I don't like the answers? So just already I'm mentioning, because to revising purpose, remember, tools don't make decisions, people make decisions based on values. Engineering economics is just a set of tools. It can help in decision making, but it won't make the decisions for you. Which alternative is best is up to for you. So here I want to tell to all of you for the coming sessions, this is an introduction for engineering economics. Engineering economics helps to know the micro environment, macro environment. At the same time, it helps to the accountancy part also. Okay, so the coming sessions we should learn those particular points also. Thank you.